Okay, 1, 2. Let me see if this thing is fair use.
Christian denominations normally have some kind of statement of faith or
1, 2,
catechism, or
5.
they have documents that tell what they believe, and sometimes things get interesting. And what I like to do is, as I study out a denomination and I run into something that's interesting, I'll put it as a poll question on my YouTube channel. And when I put those questions up, which are direct statements made by oftentimes quite large Christian denominations, we'll have people who say, that looks like word salad, which is to say the statement that's being made is one that doesn't make sense or it's unintelligible. And so let's take a look at some of these statements and let's discuss. Let's look at your comments. Are these really word salad? Here's the first one. God is the only eternal being. Beyond time, space, and all limitations, he abides without a beginning and without an end. What do you think of this statement? This one we have 81% agreeing strongly and 5% agree more than disagree. Only 7% have a disagree opinion. 5% disagree strongly. I guess I should check my spelling before I post these. And 6% not sure. Now, if the not sure or just show results becomes really large, that's when you start to know this is definitely word salad. But in this one, we have a lot of consensus that it is something that people know they understand enough to at least say they agree strongly with it. But we have this comment, word salad, and that's one of my qualifications for including a poll question in this video is if it's word salad. This comes actually from the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church Faith and Order. So they say in their mystery of the Holy Trinity, God is the only eternal being beyond time, space, and all limitations. He abides without a beginning, without an end. Now, one of the reasons I don't like to say where the statement comes from is because, most people who respond to this are not Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, and they may disagree, say they disagree if they find out it comes from the Ethiopian Orthodox, which is an Oriental Orthodox group.
Do me a favor and talk.
And nevertheless, they actually agree with the statement.
Are you saying
just because
something?
it's stated by Ethiopian Orthodox, even if you're not
Hello?
them,
Are you
doesn't
saying
mean you
something?
disagree with it.
Yes,
And
I
it's a
am.
pretty
I'm
straightforward
asking what
statement,
is
I
the
think,
topic for today?
on talking
Okay,
about
hold on a
what it
second,
means
y'all.
to be
Let me stop
eternal
this.
for God.
Let me stop this
Not
video.
just no
It's
end, but
different
no beginning,
on,
and
let me
saying that
see.
nobody else can claim that other
All
than
right, let me
God.
stop the video. Tell me if y'all can hear this.
Can you hear me talking?
Y'all can hear her talking? Type of one if you can hear her and she sounds just as loud as I am.
Is it coming through?
It's coming through. I don't know if I'm doing this thing the right way.
Yeah, that's why you should take it to Best Buy and see if let them put it together.
I ain't taking my no Geek Squad. I got this thing right here. Do you see it? Does it, J Mills? Does she sound loud?
Am I coming through clearly?
And tell me if you could keep talking right now. Do y'all hear her now? Because I don't hear you now. He said a little bit low. She's low, but we hear sounds like a J. Oh no. All right. See that it only worked when I put it on the speaker. This thing is taking it out. It's doing all right. Talk now.
Okay. I'm hoping that this works.
Is that different, y'all?
Is that better?
Let me see if I put. He said no. He said it's normal. Does it sound like how Elder Green called in?
Can you all hear me? Hello?
All right, let me put this microphone thing back up. Let me make sure I got this thing on audio. Yep, Yeti. I got it on the right thing. All right, y'all can't hear now. All right, you said almost as loud. I'm gonna count to 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Can y'all keep hearing me? I'm gonna hang up on her. This is not a collect call. He said it's little. It's okay. All right, can y'all hear me? All right, I still got some. I still got some other stuff I'm working on, but let me just let this keep playing right here.
Here's a statement. It's not humanly possible for me to agree with any statement more than I agree with and believe in this statement. 41 thumbs up. One of the top comments. I am. Those two words say it all, says someone. I love this description of God. Amen. The Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the great I am. I feel like if you're a Christian, this is a slam dunk. Someone says he's not a being, but rather being itself, but otherwise agree. 42 thumbs up on that one. So what do you think about this first poll question? Is it word salad or does it make sense? Let's take a look at the next one. Dance is a valid expression of God's image displayed through the artistic sensitivity and sociability of his creatures. Along with every other created human capability, however, dance suffers from our fallen and sinful condition. As a result, Christians are not to reject dance, but to redeem it, realizing that some forms of dancing are more difficult to redeem than others. What do you think of this statement? We have a lot of agrees here. 31% agree strongly. It's not actually often I see agree more than disagree be higher, like the highest result, but in this case it is 38%. So altogether, that gives us 69% who have a agree opinion to some extent. And we only have 7% disagree more than agree and 6% disagree strongly. It is a higher amount of not sure just show results, though. 17% filled that one out. I have nothing against dance. I'm just allergic to word salad like this. Disagree strongly. And 17 thumbs up. So some people say that they think this one is word salad. This is a position of the Christian Reformed Church. And the context on this one is the Christian Reformed Church has what was at the time called Calvin College and is now Calvin University. And this college began to want to have liturgical dance as something that was being practiced. And so the Christian Reformed Church had to address the issue and say, okay, are we going to say this is a good thing or a bad thing? And they don't inherently actually even talk about liturgical dance in this statement, but they made a positive statement because if you're not aware, a whole ton of Christian denominations in the past have had statements that are almost blanket statements in opposition to dancing. And so they decided to come out with a statement that is actually a positive statement toward dancing and saying, yes, dancing can be a good thing. But it does also recognize that there can be some dangers in it, saying some forms of dancing are more difficult to redeem than others. So that's the context behind it. There's an option missing. This question is unnecessarily convoluted. 2 Samuel 6:14, if David can dance before the Lord, so can we. 159 thumbs up on that one. When the prodigal son returned home, the father celebrated with music and dancing. Luke 15:25. Seems clear there's an appropriate place for both, especially regarding sinners repenting and coming to Jesus. This is true of all forms of art. I think that's probably referring specifically to that idea that maybe some forms are more difficult to redeem than others. Did you see the first Horseman pass? No, I was too busy debating the redemption of the two-step. Love those funny comments, right? And 61 thumbs up on that one. I'd say it depends on the type of dance. If it's suggestive, no. If not, then it's valid. So what do you think? Is that one word salad or does it make sense? All right, let's take a look at another. What do you think of the following statement? God's love will never cease or diminish even for those who, denying the reality of who they are in him, refuse his love and consign themselves to hell. They will not enjoy the fruit of his salvation, but rather will experience his love as wrath.
I don't know what's going on here. Look like this whole thing wants to shut down. Is this thing? Let's see what this audio is doing. All right. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me right now? This is all right, let me see if this video will play. If y'all can hear me and this video is playing at the same time. Without all of that extra stuff. This is all right, Brown. I sound okay. I might have to let you call in so I can see how this thing is worked. All right, he said loud and clear. Okay, I don't want to be too loud, but it's good. It's definitely not like before. I got two more microphones in there. This is an old video. This is the old video of me in the office back in with my people ministry down there in Georgia. I don't. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Berean TV. I wanted to clarify some things with the Hebrew Israelites and the Christians. I think a lot of people have it confused. I've stated in other videos that every time the Most High God moves and does something, a counterfeit would come out, just like the Louis pocketbooks. You'll have a real Louis pocketbook. A few weeks later, the Asians would hit the market with the bootleg. You'll see the bootleg Louis and Gucci bags in the street. It's the same way when you're dealing with spiritual matters, just like it's in the natural, so it is in the spirit. Spiritually, you have word of knowledge and you have the prophets of the Most High God speaking, and then you have psychics or people that move from a different spirit. Okay,
and
what if y'all still hear me?
To the real thing. And it's the same thing with Christianity. You have the real church, true believers, and then you have a counterfeit. You have counterfeit.
All right, I'm gonna stop this for a minute. I want to go back to the other screen. I want to make sure y'all before. Oh yeah, this is way back. I think that's like nine. I think it's 8, maybe 7, 8 years ago. But Elder Green put this video. Shout out to Elder Green, my friend. He put this video in the back, and it's been a lot of talk. It's been a lot of talk. Elder Green put this video in the back, and he say, "I wonder if we can invite this guy to come to the channel and speak." And you know, Elder Green, I told y'all, Elder Green always share with me, Berean, no matter what, stay in the middle, stay in the middle, stay in the middle. Yes, 8 years ago, he told me to stay in the middle when it comes to these conversations and discussions. But I do have a belief also. Some things I feel compelled to speak. I'm not going to stay in the middle. I try. He said, I know you can't. You try. But as much as I tell you, he called me actually begging, pleading, Berean, just stay in the middle. And one day I jump in the truck. He turned around. He said, I wish Israel had somebody on our side like how you are. I wish we had a Berean in Israel or something to that effect. I think I speak up for Israel. I don't like people a broad brush with Freemasonry. I'm not a Freemason. I'm not Israel. I'm not even on the fence with thinking Israel, claiming Israel, anything like that. But okay, maybe, you know, my prejudice or my biases do come out every now and then. Let's just put it that way. A lot of this is centered around, and Elder Green, you can call in any time. Matter of fact, Jason Brown hit Elder Green in the back in that back chat and tell Elder Green, I'm on now. I'm on now. And a lot of this is based on, well, Berean, did you change? Basically, like, did I change my position? Let's listen. Did I change my position? I always said, I believe that Paul and them died without no Christmas tree. Wasn't no Christmas tree yet. Paul and them died wearing fringes. I don't think Paul and them was eating no pork. I think they died not eating pork. Everybody in that upper room wasn't eating pork. I think when they died, they died not eating pork. Okay, we had Pastor Mike and many others arguing from Detroit. You know, it's apologetic church down there from Detroit. Them the people that ran up on IURC, and Detroit does different. We already know that. And we got people in here from Detroit, Leo and Joe and all of them from Detroit. Outside of the Detroit clique, that's among us. Outside of, and I hate to say clique like that, but the people that just live in that area or part of Pastor Mike's ministry, outside of them, my, and Pastor Jay are the other two outsiders apart from Detroit that argued heavily on the putting away the feast days and the Passovers and this and that. And then Leo came with the parting of the ways. It was Elder Joe and a few people on when the subject came up of Paul, and did Paul eat pork, or Paul was offered pork. And then, you know, did First Lady down there and them start talking, and Sakari and them start talking, and people just getting to talk. They said that Paul, and Pastor Mike read that Paul, and he argued persuasively that Paul did say they came to spy out our liberty. Like he in the church of Antioch also had the freedom to eat pork if he wanted to. I've always said Paul did go up and keep the feast, but he didn't shut Antioch down. He didn't shut Corinth, the church of Galatia, all these churches he opened up, all these churches he started. These are Pauline congregations. And he's writing back to congregations that he started. But when he got back and he reported among the Gentiles the work that the Lord has done, it was no beef. But some things came up, like the parting of the ways and some other things. And because they came up, I said we were going to revisit them. Elder said, I think, he said, drop the link. All right, let me do it right now. Let me do that right now. So it won't be and y'all help me because my memory ain't the best. And then some other things came up. You know, we were back and forth. I remember Seminary Cove said that Leo was muddy in the water. Leo presentation, a lot of stuff happened with that. Every time something happened concerning the Messianic thing, Pastor Mike dropped a book, Messianic, what's the name of that book? Something, basically the Messianic movement is not Christianity, like it's a different movement. He recommended one of these books. Covey had some comments. I had some comments. We were speaking on the book. I said, I stand with Dr. Michael Brown, the debater Guerrilla Hebrew, as a Messianic brother and sister. Brothers, as our brothers and sisters. Jay, the producer, JT Mack reached out to Vocab. I said, we got to talk to Vocab about something. And JT Mack reached out to Vocab, and Vocab introduced a rabbinic Jew to us. Rabbi Eduardo, that has a wrench on Vocab channel. He said, Dr. Brown ain't really keeping the feast like that, but I got another person that y'all can meet. So JT Mack made the connection through Vocab. Vocab Malone introduced us to a Messianic rabbi who's of Hispanic descent. That's Israel. That's Jewish in the faith. Not no lone wolf out here, congregation of Messianic Jews and all of this stuff. Some of y'all ain't gonna like that. Go to the light skin bottle there and all of that other stuff. But they recognize dark Jew. So I said I recognize Dr. Brown. In case anything jump off, I hit Pastor Mike. I said, Pastor Mike, I'm gonna just put on the link so you could come out there. Pastor Mike and Elder Green. Elder Green is the Messianic pastor over here. He came on. Well, Rabbi Eduardo came on and Pastor Mike came on, and they both heard him talk. They both heard him talk and said, all right, they don't see, even Pastor Mike, he said, I don't really see any problems with what the young brother is saying as far as his position. And, you know, some little things question here and there. But he's like, man, that's nothing big enough to make anything about. I think it was after that Leo did the presentation. Leo did a presentation, and people, Covey made some statements like he could have been muddy in the water. He brought up some N.T. Wright and some other stuff. I think Elder Green and others feel like, some people get on these subjects and they just rush through them real quick just to debunk Israel. What was my position, y'all? I just want to, because I'm gonna play this video. But what was my position when we brought up, somebody said something about Passover, and you shouldn't, as a Messianic, nobody needs to be keeping the Passover, that Christ is our Passover. And people turned around and start speaking on, and because of my man, Born Again Rome, shout out to him and his family. Born Again Rome said he gonna let his daughter go outside and collect some candy on Halloween, and he gonna talk to the neighbors and just chill. And we got to a big Halloween thing, and all of the elders, man, I can say all of the elders, Pastor Mike said there wasn't nothing wrong with giving kids candy, but it was in context of Halloween. I said, this is the Halloween channel. Sister Sherry, you was here. JJ, who was here? Bear witness. I'm like, boy, this is the Halloween channel. No elder. Then I got the banging on the table and carrying on and all of this stuff. So Green, I feel, this is just me. I feel when it's certain stuff that don't make no sense to me, I'm like, ooh, that's a rough one right there. I'm going to say it. Do y'all agree with that? Am I manipulating y'all into saying anything? Let me let the video play, and we're going to talk a little bit more about how all of this stuff unfolded and on keeping the feast, and is Berean fair? Elder Green, my friend, Elder Green, he's not like me. He's different. Because just like he feel I should do some things, I feel he should do some things too. My friend Elder Green, that's the Messianic pastor over here, he don't blow at Israel. Let me leave that alone. Let this video play. Let me let that sink in right there. madness out here. It's the same exact thing with every single movement, including this movement that we're talking about, these Israelites and how God's waking up people. But I want to explain some things. For the most part, I have one video that speaks about the 12 tribe chart and how the chart is false, historically speaking, in light of the slave trade. No white person got to West Africa and got off the boat and said, oh, this boat is going to Virginia. All I want is the tribe of Judah. Leave our Benjamin. Y'all wait till we get back. There was none of that. It was about money and sugar and molasses and cotton and all of that stuff. So they didn't care about that. Africans came along for the ride also. So there were Africans, there were Hebrews, there were European slaves. That's where the word slave actually comes from, Slav. There were some coming from Europe. So it was a mixture. But when we start dealing with this move of God and what the high God is doing, we have false Israelites out here that are confused. They're moving in hatred and they're racist, various racist groups. In all actuality, the majority of Israelites, the majority of true Israelite camps, true Israelites that's following the statute and commandments of the Most High, they're not in the street hollering what they're going to do. Oh no, is there any problem with that? Did y'all hear that? That's people like, I believe, Elder Green. I'm speaking up for people that I believe are what you would call messianic. Now, they don't use the term messianic. Different people use different words. The point that I'm making, I have always made, is Paul and them died Israelites, ethnic Israelites that believed on the Lord. I don't see the beef. We're going to keep going. I'm looking for scary Elder Green today. Oh, I'm looking for Elder Green to jump on here today because you got a lot of chat. Now, come on here so we can let it all out. We can put it all on the table in the name of the Lord Jesus and let it all out. Let's air everything out right now. Who I've been protecting? Have I been protecting Elder Green? Have I been protecting Detroit? Have I been playing both sides of the fence? Am I attempting to be fair? Let's continue to let's keep going. Or maybe I even changed my position from back then, which people do all the time, which it is okay to do. I wasn't claiming Israel back then. I ain't claiming Israel now. I said Jesus was the only way back then. I'm claiming Jesus the only way right now. I said salvation was back then. We was teaching salvation wasn't through no keeping of no law and all of that stuff, and salvation ain't through it right now. So let's go. When the white man rule is coming to an end, they're law-abiding, peaceful citizens, and they share individually, they teach individually with people. Sometimes they go out in groups. When I'm talking about them other Israelites, there's a lot of Israelites. Y'all keep it a buck, y'all like it or not. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The truth of the matter is, a lot of people, they ain't come into the awakening. They like the new 5%ers. They come into the awakening because they hate Europeans. They come into the awakening, involved with the awakening because it's putting race and skin and superiority on top of religion. And they moving with that. Yes, just like the Klan, just like British Israelism. Everybody have done it. And a large portion of this awakening, that's the only reason people are into it, because it's talking blackness. And revenge to white folk in slavery. These are facts. Where Elder Green at? Somebody get Elder Green. Oh, my video play. Oh, no. If this thing ain't playing right churches, you have Messianic churches with European Jews. You have Asians. You have a mixture of people, and they all keep commandments and the statute and the commandments of the Most High. So you have the real Israelite movement and you have a fake Israelite movement. And I am concerned that real Israelites cannot wake up to who they are and what the Most High God is doing, because they see so much madness with fake Israelites that's full of hatred and racism. There's certain scriptures that Israelites will never deal with. 1 John 4:8, speaking about God is love. What are you going to do with those scriptures? You don't even know God, according to John. 1 John, you don't even know God if you hate your brother. Plain and simple. What are y'all going to do with that? But you have to remember, in the first century, when the Messiah walked the planet, the only people... Go get Timothy Isaac and them right now. Who is my brother? Start that madness. Where them racists at? Start that madness right now. Let me move this over. Maybe I got to get this thing out of it. A little bit of sun is coming over here. Maybe I got to get it out the sun. Y'all bear with me. I got all this stuff on I don't even know what you call this thing, whatever. I got a moving studio right now. Sometimes I had to take it back inside up underneath that air condition. All right. Please tell me this thing gonna play. All right, look like, oh man, I hope this thing ain't. All right, Berean, you should do a show title when being fair and keeping the same energy get you labeled. Let me see if y'all can type of one if y'all can hear me. My man heard some stuff. It might be too old. The video, no, not the laptop. Not the laptop. Dispensational Tim, the same thing yesterday. It's like I'm running into a lot of problems. Dispensational Tim, some stuff came up. I said, don't play the video. Y'all know Leo and them played the video. We already went through that whole thing right there. Let me see. Y'all not even typing a one. Let me find out, y'all. Oh, okay. I see the ones. I don't know what's going on with this video. So the whole thing ended up coming up, with dispensational Tim. I said, all right, Elder, they did play the video. He said, when you going to let me get on and, basically redeem, get up there and talk my talk without any interruptions. I said, okay, Elder, you're going to come on. I'm not going to bring anybody else on, unless, of course, he wanted somebody on. And I even asked him what he wanted to name it. I let Elder Tim on here. And it still seems like I go to bed and wake up and it's still problems. Whilst I'm talking, let me send this link out because Ella Green might not know that I have the link already in the comment section, but let me send this email to him. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, maybe I need to take this thing inside, or is it all the stuff that I have plugged up to it? Oh man. How I got bugs flying in there? Pull the screen. I'm gonna pull the screen. Oh boy, I ain't got everything. Everything I do is wrong. The cord is coming out the door. It's not gonna close, but so much. Now I'm letting the bugs in the house. Oh man, let me get my life together. This is too much trying to help you folk out. I'm going through a lot, Lord. And some folk will get to complain and talking about the spiritual warfare is on me. Let me send this to Elder Green and see if we can put up some of this stuff. Elder now, my friend, that's a pastor. I got to go through all this stuff right here, right now. Copy. All right, paste and send. All right, let me try it now. I can't believe you let Tim do himself like that, Berean. Oh boy. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is leave you folk. The comment section is a lot of everything that's been going on has been the comment section. Not everything, but a lot of it. Let me see what's going on here with this video now. Even if I go back a little bit, why is it? All right, let me see if it'll work now. Nope. This is not good. Let me see. All right, if I stop sharing, if I stop the video altogether, let me try something else. Berean TV, elders need to rebuke. Who exactly needs to? This is the problem. Who exactly needs to be rebuked? Let me see if I share. If I do this, would something else work? All right, let me go to commercial break. Let me see if this nonsense will work right. It seems like, and if it does, I know it's something going on. It's the nonsense that'll be working, and the good stuff that we're supposed to get to doesn't want to work. This might be it. Oh, you said the older videos. Okay. All right, that could be. All right, let me see. All right, that could be it. Let me try a newer video that I had up before, or it's just too many windows I have open. All right, that might be it. If not, I'm going to have to shut it down, take all of these, because if Elder Green is in the house, I had to unplug all this other stuff hooked up to this. This has its own power supply.